welcome to Wellness Manifesto, where I show you guys how to use the law of attraction, positive thinking, and healthy habit changes to have you have your most optimal health and the best well-being of your fucking lives. My name is Cassie, and as of today, I've lost 115 pounds. And I'm trying to wrap my head around it because this is so freaking mind-blowing to me. And I hope that this channel can educate you guys a little bit on the 7 pillars of wellness, and how to conquer each one of them one step at a time. I have a bachelor's of science, have a college educated degree, homie. The dead would say otherwise, but I have a degree in health education. I am a tarot reader, and I personally believe that I'm a manifester of wellness and well-being, as well as 115 pounds of weight loss. That's so cool. And in these next tips, I'm gonna show you how I went about doing it. So stay tuned. Thanks. Tip numero uno. Tip number 1. Small changes. Start small. And setting attainable goals. So, a lot of us who are trying to improve our health and our fitness have an all or nothing kind of mentality about it, I've come to understand. It's either do all the things and get all the results. I don't see the results, therefore I'm going to stop doing all the things. Not lucrative, not smart. So, what changed for me this time? I'm sorry if you're too close to my face. I started small. I set a goal for myself this weight loss journey to only lose 5 pounds a month. Now, you may be thinking, Cassie, what the fuck, bro? That's not a lot at all. You're right, it's not. It's not. So, the reason why I did this is because when I'm setting smaller goals, I'm able to successfully crush each and every one of them fucking goals. I have clearly surpassed my running across the street. Please don't hit me. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't be walking while walking. Oh, fuck. I set small goals because, as I said, I can crush them. And that's a win for me. I like feeling successful. I like feeling like I am accomplishing what I set out to do. And with setting my goals so small, not only does it allow me to put the time and effort in without overexerting myself to make sure that I hit my goals, when I do surpass them, I ride that high for so long. For example, when I first started doing this, I have become a novice runner. I'm not gonna say I'm running a fucking marathon. I think the most I've done is 4 miles, maybe 5, with some walking in between. I don't run that whole consistently, but when I first started doing this, I only took 20 minutes out of my day to try and run 1 mile, just one. And when I was able to accomplish that, I let that good feeling carry me through the rest of my day. And it's all about keeping it realistic and keeping it within your realm and of ability. Setting small goals, whether that means upping your step count a little bit more or setting a smaller weight loss goal for you to achieve, will only benefit you in doing that. You're less likely to be disappointed when you set your sights a little bit lower because you've met your level, right? So when you're able to go above those heights, it makes you feel freaking amazing, and it also kind of instills that habit of, hey, I did this for myself once, I can do it again. So starting small, aiming lower isn't a bad thing because we want this to be consistent and sustainable. We don't want it to be a circumstance where you go all out and you don't reach your goals. Tip number 2 will come after I finish my walk. Right now, I'm going to Dollar Tree because I need some LaCroix sparkling water, and they have the liters here for $1. So I will check in with you soon. Stay tuned. Bye. Okay. LaCroix in hand. We're making moves back to my house. That brings me to tip number 2. Small changes. I just walked to the Dollar Tree, and part of that is because I do not currently have a vehicular. I don't have a car right now. But it's become a habit for when I go on my long walks or runs, we stop and get a LaCroix. I like bubbly water. Anyway, that could be one thing for you. I'm not gonna say immediately sub out your sodies, your soda pops for water. That sounds unrealistic to me if you are a chronic soda drinker. But if you can substitute one of those Coca-Colas, or if you're like me, a Dr. Pepper, for some water, even if it's bubbly, a little bubble action, wouldn't hurt nobody. I say do that. If that means moving a little bit further from the front when you park your car, when you're at the store, to get some more steps in, do that. If you have the ability and the stamina to be mobile and walk to your store, do that. Small changes can implement, or I don't think that's the word I'm looking for, can beget. Editing Cassie here. The word I was looking for was fucking elicit. Implement and beget. Like, who am I? Elicit is the word I was looking for. Huge changes in your lifestyle and in your life and in your health. Movement is so important, but so are making daily habits. And when you start small, when you make small adaptations, it can set you up for success, because you're, same as the small goals, implementing things that are sustainable and able for you to stick with. For example, I love mac and cheese. If you ever hang out with me and I make you mac and cheese, know that that's just not going to be low calorie by any means. I make a roux, baby. We make a cheese sauce. But instead of being like me and putting half of your plate being mac and cheese, you could definitely let a portion of your plate be mac and cheese and put some greens on it. Put some freaking collards. We're down south down here. Or green beans or something. Small changes are key, because small changes build sustainable habits, which therefore has sustainable lifestyles, which can lead to long-term weight loss or other goals that you may have, such as journaling. Journaling is good for emotional well-being and mental clarity. So setting down 2-3 minutes a day to journal. I don't do that like I should, I'm not gonna lie, but to journal could be helpful. But in terms of losing weight, just making those small incremental changes can be the biggest benefit. All right, now that I have my water, I'm gonna sip on this as I walk my 2.5 to 3 miles back to my house, and then we'll give you my biggest tip. Tip number 3 is my favorite tip and the most reliable tip. So see you soon. Hopefully now that I look less like a foot. Time for tip number 3. I hyped it up previously. Let's get into it. Consistency. It is the key to success in any form or fashion, weight loss, financial, whatever. Discipline will trump motivation every day of the week, because sometimes we don't have the motivation to do shit. It's a fact of life. And having that consistency, forming those habits that help instill consistency, is so crucial. Do you know how many days I wake up and I'm kind of just like, meh? And then I know in my head, Cassie, you have this workout to do, might as well go ahead and crush it. That makes me energized. And when the days that I don't feel like it, I have that discipline because I've formed a consistent habit of it. And you don't have to be consistent with everything right off the bat, but with those small changes, you definitely damn sure should. If maybe your goal is, I'm gonna take the flight of stairs to, well, for instance, I'm gonna take a flight of stairs up to my apartment every day. Okay, so if that's your goal, if that's your small habit you're going to change, don't fall into the trap of, I don't feel like walking up the stairs today, I'm gonna take the elevator. Unless your foot's fucking broken or you physically can't go up those stairs, you made that commitment to yourself. So be consistent with it, because it's going to follow through with those results. One of the best ways that I've found to be consistent is tip number 4, calorie counting. In my past, I have had a bit of a rocky relationship with calorie counting, but most of that was due to restriction and deprivation of foods that I enjoy. And now I just eat everything I like, and I just count the fucking calories for it. Did you see my breakfast? That shit looked bomb, dude. And or break fast. I intermittent fast, but whatever. A lot of people do that shit. It's not really that special. But no, calorie counting can be super duper like helpful, just because it allows you to set a standard. And yes, it has the potential to form toxic relationships with food. And if you're not mentally in a position to do that, then I would personally challenge you to take 1 or 2 weeks, if you can do it. Can you do 2 weeks, baby? 2 weeks to just count what you eat. Or maybe a week, get a nice base point, just log your food and be like, hey, this is what's in my food. This is how many calories I'm eating a day. And then for a week or 2 after you have your little baseline, just eat slightly below that, but don't weigh yourself. That's the catch. That's what makes this such a interesting challenge. I tried that for the first time this year. Now I've been on this journey for 8 years, y'all. Like, this 115 pounds wasn't fast, and up until this year I have not been successful. And that's why I think that these tips are helpful, because they're helpful and healthful habits that I've adapted into my lifestyle, to where not only am I further than I've ever been, the lowest I ever got, I used to be 270 pounds. The lowest I ever got to was 180, and I was doing that for all the wrong reasons. I wasn't doing it for myself. Now, you can use external validation to a degree, but what happens when that goes away? Your consistency is what happens. You have to have that kick into overdrive, because you need to be able to sustain yourself. And losing weight for the sake of external validation from someone else, or because your mom told you to, or your boyfriend said you're getting fat, or your girlfriend's like, hey, you got that dad bod and I don't like it, fuck them. If it's a health thing, or if you decide that this is just a change you want to show up for yourself. I didn't even necessarily, obviously I want to lose weight, but I wasn't hell-bent on losing X amount of pounds super duper fast. You saw how my goal was 5 pounds. I wanted to show myself that I can be fucking disciplined, because I'm very flighty. I am a Scorpio Sun, Gemini Moon, Pisces rising. Like, there's no grounding in my main 3 signs. You feel me? I'm very much a wishy-washy kind of person. And I half-ass things if I get bored. So this was just me showing up for myself and proving to Cassie that you can do this. And I became consistent with it. I started those small habits and adapted a routine. And that routine is what led me to where I'm at today. And one of those routines, obviously, is calorie counting. I weigh all of my food, with the exception of, like, veggies and stuff, if they're not, like, added oils. Like, some frozen foods do have, like, little bits of oil in there and stuff, so I will weigh those. For, like, frozen seasonings or some shit. Anyway, with the exception of, like, maybe spinach, even though you saw me weigh my spinach, but most veggies I'm kind of iffy about. But even starting off, I did weigh everything, down to the lettuce. I use MyFitnessPal. I've been a proponent of it since 2012 when I started this fucking journey. Used it off and on for years. Used it consistently, coming up on almost day 200 or something now. But I've been very dedicated. And the calorie counting has been very helpful. Now, if you do realize, that's why I do I recommend the challenge for doing that little baseline and then not weighing yourself, because we don't want to have toxic relationships with the scale either. Numbers do trigger people, and setting yourself up and having that slight reduction and then not even worrying about your weight doing that little mental break for that week or two, and then hopefully being rewarded with those positive results can set you up for success. Tip number 5, obviously this takes time. Like I said, I've been on this for 8 years, y'all. And this is the one time of that 8 that I've been fucking successful with it. And that's because I've adopted these habits. I've really scaled down my expectations, is a good way to put it. Not even my goals, my expectations. Because you need to start at a real point. You can burn yourself out so quickly just because you shot too high to the sky too fast. You need to be able to build your engine, make sure your engine can lift off the ground, and then perfect your engine to give it more power to shoot up into the sky. I'm talking in terms of like airplanes and spaceships and stuff. But it takes a while. And when you're able to have these consistent habits, it makes the time go by a little bit faster. You get rewarded during your time frame, so you don't even worry about the time frame anymore. And then lastly, just because it does take a long time doesn't mean you have to fucking slug through it. Time flies, as they say, when you're having fun. Find shit you like. Like, why would you go to... I hate riding bikes, right? I hate bikes. Why would I go to spin class if I don't like riding bicycles? I wouldn't do it. I used to hate running, and now I'm really into it, but that's just because that was a personal goal I'd set out for myself to accomplish. I was gonna enjoy running and being outside, because that shit is free 99. But do stuff that you like. If you like sports, I played rugby in college, and that was really enjoyable for me. If you like sports, play sports. If you want to watch workout videos, do that. I've seen Chloe Ting on my homepage more times than I can count. I've seen so many people I subscribe to watching fitness video or doing reactions or doing fitness XYZ video for a week. And a lot of people really do enjoy that. So if that's something that you find enjoyment in, do it. There are so many ways to have movement in your life. If you know how to dance, I damn sure don't, but if you do and you like to dance, dancing burns a lot of calories. If that's what your goal is, but your goal should just be to find something that makes you feel like you're not working out. I like weight training, but weight training does feel like a workout, so you have to have a bomb playlist for that. But I find things that you like, because it's going to make the process a lot more enjoyable, a lot more sustainable, and more impactful, because you're prioritizing something that gives you joy for your day, as well as doing something good for your body. You can't really beat that. So thank you for just popping by. I hope that this channel can be impactful and inspiring. I want it to be a collaborative effort, so please let me know what you guys want. As the YouTubers say, please like and subscribe. Please comment down below for real. Like, if you have anything specifically, I want to talk about all of the 7 pillars of wellness, and I will do a video, probably the next one, on what those are. But this is like a little lookbook for me and a collaborative experience for y'all. I want to work together and make this be the best thing that it can be. So, there's a trash man. Sorry if you hear that. On that note, I'm sorry I flew through the ending of this, but on that note, I am going to sit my ass down because I just walked for damn near 4 hours. No, it was only 2 hours, but I've been outside for about 3 or 4. So I'm gonna go take a little napski and make some tacos. Bye! Forgot to say, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you can be notified the next time I do post something. It should hopefully be, if not this week, next week. I'm trying to figure out this YouTube thing. Okay, thanks for stopping by. Comment below if you have any tips, critiques, opinions, preferences, whatever the fuck.